The challenge that I have since I've been a kid watching men is that men build with one hand, they tear down with the other hand. That's my only challenge to you. I don't care what you do, you grow. But what I don't like to see you do is put all this energy and effort into one thing, and you build that thing up. But then you don't work on your blind spots, and you tear down what you build up. I ain't tripping on no enemies or no haters. Can't nobody stop what God has for me. But I can stop what God has for you. All right? So this is why you need a coach. This is why you need people in your life. All right? Because they're going to, no matter how dope you are, you have blind spots. Over 1 million people die yearly in accidents because of blind spots. Amen. I'm going to say that one more time. I don't care how dope you are or how dope you think you are. The best vehicle, the Mercedes-Benz, the Escalade, the Ford Fusion, no matter what vehicle it is, it has a blind spot. So the reason why we teach the way we teach is because they're going to teach you to build up, but they're not going to say nothing to you about your blind spots. And then your blind spots is going to tear down everything you've ever built up. And so most of you, like real, it don't matter how dope you are. You got addictions that you're not dealing with, and they're going to kill you. So you're going to kill you. So I want to walk you through the strategy. So first for me, you got God in that. You got great men and women. You got the room and you got you. And you need to leverage all 4 of them. That's my strategy. I've leveraged all 4, right? I see people all the time who do their thing and they like, bro, you know, I ain't into that God stuff. I'm like, bro, you don't need to be in the God stuff, but it's 4 in the equation. You can't take one out. Okay, so I'm going to show y'all for real. I'm going to show y'all. So I was blessed, y'all. I was born in the 70s. I was blessed, bro. Like, I wasn't there for King and X and Garvey. But my people tell like my grandma talked about Martin Luther King like he was a god. My mom and dad will still tell you where they were when he got shot and killed. I grew up when Martin Luther King was a thing, when our people was a thing. Hip-hop artists weren't the no disrespect, but hip-hop artists weren't the people we looked up to. Pimps weren't the people we looked up to. I remember a time when Black history was the real deal, Holyfield, and you had to put respect. When you said Martin Luther King, my grandma had Jesus and Dr. Martin Luther King on the wall. I'm just being real. Jesus wasn't real high and dealing with King wasn't down there. I said, no, that ain't no man. When I heard that speech, I was like, yo, there's some God in that. There's some spirit in that. You hear how them people you got to understand. This was a time when my grandmother, when you would say white people, my grandma would talk slower or she would quiet or she would kind of be timid. This is a time when my people, when you would say, sir, they like, whoa, Martin was like, he had them like, he had people who was scared people who just saw him get shot and killed. Like people who were timid, he had people like, let's go. Yep, we can do it like free ass. I said that ain't no man, that ain't flesh. That's something else in him that's something else that's speaking through him that he got people from all over the world responding. That's difference. I knew from that day forward, ain't no way, Eric, you going to be able to move the crowd without having God. I take the light in the Lord and he will give you the desires of your heart. I was like, bingo. Got it. He didn't say nothing about man. He didn't say nothing about men opening doors for you. First thing it said was, take delight in the Lord. May he give you the desires of your heart and make all your plans succeed. I've seen humans do plans that didn't work. I was like, ups look like if God doing your plans, they going to succeed. I'm just being real with y'all, like I am my father's child. I come from where my people come from. But when I was about 8 years old, I fell in love with God. When I was about 16 years old and was homeless, I went in like, you hear people talk about lifting weights. You hear people talking about money. You hear people talk about playing football, basketball. I've been on God like that since I was 16 years old. 3 in the morning. Boy, I ain't been playing with God. You look at a guy who work out and they got, like Jeremy said, they got like, if you look at like you can't see it because it's spiritual. But I got some traps humans don't normally get. I've been doing this thing since I was 16 years old. God all day, God all night. I ain't been playing with this thing. I ain't been playing with it so much. And I ain't perfect. But I'm telling you, I only been sexually acting with Day. I ain't even slept with another person because I didn't want it to mess up. I ain't never drank. I ain't never smoked. I ain't want nothing to mess this up. And I'm as human as you are. Believe that, brothers. Don't get it twisted. I got the same desires you got. But when I looked at X, what made me love Malcolm was when Malcolm got true to the game. Malcolm didn't play with the game. Nobody had no dirt on Malcolm. When Malcolm converted, he converted. And I made up in my mind, when I got started in this journey, I'm going God all the way because I can't trust myself. And I don't want to build something up great and have it torn down. When I build this up, I want the foundation to be strong because if I got to rely on me, it's coming down. Because I know who my father is and my grandfather. I know. So I'm building heavy. Many of you are building up, but you're not building down. You don't have a strong foundation. You ain't strong enough for the success that you about to get. You're not strong enough for all the power and influence you about to get. I started this thing. My formula was God. We going God first. Nothing else. We going to build. I ain't got to dribble. I ain't got to play. We just going every day. We just going 3 in the morning. And while the world may not see the significance of the 3, they going to feel the significance of the 3. What's your foundation? What you building on? I'm not telling you God, but whatever it is, it better be strong because you're going to be successful. You're going to have some, you know what kill me about cats? Cats are I can't believe I'm like, bro, kill it. You had opportunities. You didn't steward them. Don't act like God ain't never gave you no opportunity. You've been given opportunities. You blew them. Don't make this about her. Don't make this about him. Don't make this about racism. Don't make this about your daddy and your mama. You've been given opportunities. You weren't strong enough. You weren't ready for them. You blew it. The only way you're going to get to where God would have you to go is to have control. Because God has given you the freedom of choice, and he ain't gonna make you do nothing. So number 2, I need you to take the control back so you can get what God has for you. Now here's the third thing, and we're going to get to the message that God told me to tell you. God told me to tell you to stop making plates for people who just trying to take it to go. Write that down. Listen to me very closely. My grandma taught me when I was young. My grandma had 14 kids who all had kids. You can eat as much food as you want at the house. But if I swear if one of y'all little jokers take some out this house, you get in the business in front of your mama. Don't take no food out my house. You can eat as much as you want when you here, but do not pack a plate. And most of y'all running with people who when you fix food, they come to your house and take it to go play. They don't bring nothing. They're not trying to help you. All they in your life to do is take. Applause. And you wondering why your life messed up because you with takers. You didn't made a whole spread. They just coming in. They can't even say, they don't have the decency to say hi and thank you. God told me to tell you, your life going to go to a whole another level if you just get rid of folks who bring it in to go containers. Hey, I wish they could catch me. I wish you could catch up to what I'm saying. You not honoring your craft. You're not honoring your beginnings. Everything I needed to learn to do what I'm doing right now. Everything I needed to do to become the #1 motivational speaker in the world. I pass all those guys that don't look nothing like me. I pass those dudes. All of them who grew up in a 2-pair background. All of them who had money. Yeah, I passed all of them. Why? Because of what I learned in the GD program. See, mama can't. There's certain things when you privilege that mama can buy you. But you can't buy grit, and you can't buy grind, and you can't buy resilience, and you can't buy heart, and you can't buy that dog. I got this dog from being homeless. I got this dog from teaching kids who was in the hood how to understand math when they didn't. I taught them boys how to read, and I had to do it over and over and go home and do it over and over and over and over, and I did it for 3 or 4 years, and I ain't make no money. So when I'm getting paid now, yeah, I got that dog. I'm getting paid now because the homelessness didn't break me. The trash cans didn't break me. And the reason why people love me today is not because I'm a great speaker, but they all say how humble I am. I ain't humble. I was broken.
My God, I ain't humble. I got broke. You can't be arrogant when you know you used to go to church stanking because you was homeless and you weren't brushing your teeth. My God, I got humble. When you eating out a trash can, I got humble. I'm trying to tell you, God gave you a gift. So what? You got to use it in church for right now. My God, so what? You got to do it for free right now. It ain't always going to be free, Joseph. It ain't always going to be free, Joseph. Them brothers you ain't going to always be under your brothers, Joseph. One day they're going to bow down to you, Joseph. So you got to start in Piper's house. You got to start in the prison. But one day you're going to listen to me very closely. One day you will do the exact same thing. You just will do it on a bigger level. Go back and read the Bible. Joseph didn't do anything different than he did in Piper's house. He didn't do anything different in prison. He did the exact same work. That's right. But because he used what God gave him, so do me a favor. Some of y'all in this room, you left daddy and you need to come back home. Listen to me. The reason why I'm telling you to come home is because you left daddy and you ain't no better off when you left. Ain't nothing happening in your life that should keep you from coming back to the home other than somebody being real with you and telling you, get your butt back home. So there's a group that you were churched, and you left God because you weren't feeling the trainer. You weren't feeling the trainer. You weren't feeling the regiment he put you through. You weren't feeling the process. You weren't feeling how he did it. But let's be real, how he did it works. It works. The stuff I hear at 3 o'clock and what daddy tell me to do, sometimes it don't make sense. But it does not have to make sense. He's Alpha and Omega. And I tell my babies all the time, it ain't nothing wrong with helping, but you can't help when you ain't got nothing. You gotta have something first before you can help somebody. I couldn't do this if I was broke. The plane tickets cost money. The hotel I'm staying at in Buckhead cost money. That's right. That cost. I couldn't do this if I was broke. I couldn't be a blessing to you if I was broke. And most of y'all, you broke and you trying to bless somebody when you broke. Come on now. You ain't that desperate for company. You can't be that desperate to have somebody at your house and he keep eating at your house but going to stay at her house. I'm just trying to help somebody. He coming to get a plate from your house, but he's sleeping at her house. She coming to get a plate from your house, but she's sleeping at his house. Ain't nothing wrong with getting a plate, boo. But you're going to have to stay. You're going to have to at least stay. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to put it in yours so you can understand. And so God is blessing you, but the little resources you got, you giving them away. And so what you're going to have to learn how to do is you're going to have to learn to bring people in your life where it's mutual. You got a bunch of parasites in your life. And what parasites do is suck up everything. And then they move on. Once they kill you, they move on to the next. They ain't even went to your. Listen to me. Most of you in this room, the people you calling friends and you close to, you gonna die and ain't even gonna show up to your funeral. They won't even be there. You ain't as close as you thought y'all were. Go ahead, take ownership of your life. It's yours. Don't nobody owe you nothing. I'm keeping it 100. Like, I don't mean nothing bad, but like, I'm doing it. Somebody text me, where you at? I'm ministering. I can't answer your call right now. I don't talk to you for a month. Like, you got two types of friends. You got one group, you don't talk to them for a month because you grinding, and they like, oh, he grinding. You got the other group. Oh, he ain't call me. I'm like, what? He ain't call you that. What's going on? You're a taker. At no point did you pray. Source is not your job. Amen. The source is not your man. The source is not your degree. The source. That's why I don't really do that Dr. Thomas stuff. I ain't trying to not be, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be big. I'm like, I just want to be careful because some of your doctor, like, I ain't mad if that's what God told you to say, but I'm just not trying to take God's credit, like, because God been blessing me all this time. And some people say, doctor, like, he made it. No, I made it before I made it. When God said I made it alone. I made it with a GED. I had made it. I made it when I was homeless. I made it. Why? Because God said you are a son. You, my child. You ain't got to do nothing else. You ain't got to get a degree. You ain't got to do nothing. You, my son, because you're my son. And I'm just going to bless you because the rain falls on the just as well as the unjust. You ain't got to do nothing for me to love you. You ain't got to do nothing for me to hook you up. You, my daughter. You enough. You enough. That's why you done ran through 4 men. Because you don't know you enough without a man. You enough. If you never get married, you enough. If you never pass that law degree, you enough. If you never become a doctor, you enough. If you never get married, you enough. If you never have a child, you are enough like you are. And that's why God created you. You are enough. And God say, come on home so I can take care of you. You got these no good Negroes taking care. Let me take care of you. You worrying about some job. They killing you and you going to that job like you a slave. God say, let me take care of you. I gave you a gift. Your gift will make room for you. I gave you a gift. You ain't got to run up behind them. They going to run you in the grave. You ain't going to have no time with your family and your kids. Let me take care of you, baby. I created you. They didn't. Let me take care of you. You have to get to a point that you have a set of principles that guide you, that you don't get to switch up when you want to. And you wondering why you're not successful, because you don't have an anchor. You want to go out there in that water, that deep water. I don't care what kind of ship you got. If you ain't got an anchor, you through. You want all that success without an anchor. You want to be in the deep. You want a phenomenal life with no anchor. You can't survive without an anchor. I got an anchor. Young dudes be like, yo, E, I want to be like you. E, I said, bro, you don't want this life. You don't want these responsibilities, bro. It's a lot of responsibilities, bro. Like I'm a leader, bro. It's a lot of responsibility. There are people who are in a position of hurt, whatever that could be manipulated. Like, bro, you don't want these responsibilities, bro. Like one day I'm going to have to stand before my creator and give an account of how I made every move I made. You don't want this life, bro. You don't want to be the leader. Go ahead and be the armor bearer. There. No, I promise you, I'm going to bear you in the same arena that I'm in without the responsibilities that I have. You don't want this life. But if you do want this life, if you do want a phenomenal life, you must have an anchor. One of my anchors is the Sabbath. Like I don't get to make stuff up. It's like, yo, this is my anchor and I'm sticking with it. Right, wrong, or indifferent. Malcolm stuck with it. Malcolm didn't leave until it was like, yo, you out. He was there. He stayed regard. So one of the things I want you to identify for me while you're here, especially if you're with somebody, what's your anchor? What are your non-negotiables? What are those things that look, I see dudes, and again, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, fellas, but I see dudes who were like, at best, you were average at high school. You were not the most likely to succeed. You weren't necessarily the most likely to be, you know what I'm saying? Like what do they call my man? What is it called? The king and queen of the school. What do they call that? Prom king, prom queen. You wasn't on that trajectory. You wasn't on that journey, my bro. You understand what I'm saying? But you end up getting a business. You end up making money. You end up getting a car. You end up getting a crib. And you had some young lady who helped you get there. And then when you blow up, you are now entertaining women that never entertain you. You know, you wasn't sweet like that. But now you got money, you riding a nice car, you got a nice house, they know you're doing your thing. And so now you looking at them, they looking at you, and you entertaining them. You never could have got that before. But now you big time, and now your ship about to sink because you ain't got an anchor. The world is not giving you what you deserve because you don't think you deserve it, and you need to change your mindset. Why are you timid? Why are you passive? Why are you afraid? You would have way more business if you call and make them understand why they need it. You making it like it's an option. When I make that phone call, you better hurry up and sign this because you're about to bring your family into wealth. You're going to die. The question is, when you die, do you leave your family the way they are or do you leave them? You better say it and not just say the script. You better say it like you mean it. And if you change your mindset is important because we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we use to create them. You better change the way you think. All you need to do is change your thinking and you change your world. You don't need to change anything else. You cannot have a positive life with a negative mindset. That was me as a high school dropout. That was me homeless. That was me, the little kitty cat. But the reason why I never killed myself in that abandoned building, because I always saw me as a lion. That was me when I got the GED. That was me in the 6th year that I didn't finish. In the 7th year that I didn't finish. The 8th year I didn't finish college. The 9th year I didn't finish college. You know, statistics say that if you don't finish in 6 years, you probably won't graduate. I went 12 years, but I always saw the lion. The problem with you is you looking in the mirror and you keep seeing the kitty cat and you can't see the lion. The lion is there too. They're both there. Your eyes determine what you see. You got to change your mindset. As I leave, you're standing. You said, I need to change my mindset. I do, man. E, I got a low self-esteem, man. E, I don't believe in myself in the way I should believe in myself. I want you to stand right now and I want you to declare that your future, you're going to be your better you in the future. There's nothing we can do about today, but in the future, we're going to work on the future. And your future is going to be better than any day you've ever had in your life. We focusing on your future. Come on, give me some energy. This is your future. Come on, this is your future. This is your kid's future. Say it with me. I'm going to change my mindset. I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to change my mindset. I'm going to change my mindset. I deserve it. I deserve it. It's mine. It's mine. It's my time. It's my time. It's my turn. It's my turn. Come on. It's my time. It's my turn. It's my turn. Come on. It's my time. It's my time. It's my turn. If not now, not now. When? If not me, not me. Who? It's my time. It's my time. It's my time. My time. Come on. It's my time. Mean it. It's my time. Come on. And the thing I love about America, it's enough power for all of us. I leave you one more time. I will. I must. I can. I will. I must. There's a lot of America waiting for you to experience. There's a lot of money for you. There's a lot of wealth for you. Happiness, health. There's a lot with your name. There's gifts with your name on it you haven't opened yet. It's time for you to open your gifts.